Expose how a popular businessman was arrested by police after he was found with fresh human parts. A popular businessman in Ifon, Osun State, identified as Shupo Bamidele, was arrested in possession of fresh human head, 2 hands, and 3 human flesh, properly wrapped inside a polythene sack in Ondo Road, Ile-Ife. Shupo Bamidele said that he dug a grave at a cemetery in Ifon community and cut the head and palms of a corpse there. Bamidele said his herbalist asked him to bring a human head and 2 palms to help him do money ritual, but Amos denied the claim by the businessman. The businessman and his herbalist, Amos Suleiman, were arrested by the police in 2018 for being in possession of human skull and palms which they wanted to use for money ritual. Bamidele explained that some policemen caught him with the human parts on his way to the house of the herbalist when he was taking the skull and the palms to Amos. The federal SARS received information about some ritualists who specialized in using human parts for ritual purposes. So, based on the information, a team was sent to track them down, and the effort was successful when 2 members of the syndicate were arrested at Owode Eba area of the state, Iliyasu said. Kolawole Shodipo and Latif Aremu were arrested. Recovered from them were human skulls and bones, as well as 6 live cartridges. Aremu confessed that he used human parts to prepare various charms for people, adding that the business had provided him the financial muscle to acquire 15 cars and 4 houses. Aremu, who claimed that he was a farmer and herbalist, did not deny that he used human parts to make charms for people. He said the human skull he was allegedly caught with by the police was brought to him by his colleague for money ritual. I am a farmer and an herbalist. We were doing a foundation in Itoko where I wanted to build a house. There, we saw these bones and we packed them inside a bag, and that is all. However, when we wanted to do money ritual, he brought a dry skull for the purpose, the suspect said. In another story, the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 2, AIG Lawal Shehu, declared war on native doctors and human parts dealers within Lagos and Ogun states. The declaration followed the spate of ritual-instigated killings and desecration of bodies exhumed from graveyards. Lamenting the involvement of young people in ritual activities, Shehu said each time the suspects were apprehended, they usually claimed they were herbalists, adding that some native doctors were aiding and abating the practice. If they are herbalists, what are they doing with human parts? The ones we arrested on December 3 at about 8:30 p.m. were found with human skull. We received information that Wanjimo Adeola of Muslim Cemetery, Okeyadi, Abeokuta, was in possession of human parts and has been dealing in such for a long time. Detectives of the Zonal Intervention Squad, ZIS, were detailed to investigate. 5 suspects were arrested and exhibits recovered. Others arrested are Lukman Bayewunmi, Kabir Badmus, Victor Unacheta, and Nuruddin Sogaulu. Dried human jaw and scalp were recovered from them. They were charged to court. This is a warning to criminals and those aiding them. Whether they are ritualists, militants, or armed robbers, we are on a mandate to rid them of this zone. We are in close collaboration with the Lagos and Ogun police commands, as well as the local people. We have launched a strategy to go after all those who call themselves herbalists but are ritualists. If they can go to the graves to dismember body parts, they can as well do same to living beings. We would not tolerate any form of criminality, and that is why in the 2 weeks that I have held sway, you can see the achievements we have recorded, he said. Unacheta, 20, said he paid the native doctor N250,000 to perform ritual for him so he could become a billionaire. Badmus, an Islamic cleric, also contacted by Unacheta for money ritual, said he knew him through one Gabriel, adding that the young man told him he was into football betting business and wanted to become a billionaire from it. Badmus said, they called me and explained his Unacheta problem and I told them to come to Abeokuta. I gave him 3 options. The first was that I would prepare concussion for him so that when he eats it, his business would boom. The second option was to give him a soap bath that will be prayed on, while the third was to prepare a fresh soap for him, which will require those items. One of the soaps was made using human skull and a bird called Eye Uge. I got the skull for N50,000 from a mortuary attendant. He brought them to me. It was the mortuary attendant's wife that called me that brought Alpha to his house. Within 2 hours, police arrived my house and arrested me. I was still contemplating what to do when they came. What I wanted to do for Unacheta is called Branso. He did not choose anyone. He left me to choose an option for him. I have not done this before. The job does not bring wealth, it is called Aure in Yoruba language.